Hello, my name is May Armstrong. I am a maker, small business owner, and Adobe brand ambassador as well. Today, I'm going to be designing a monogram using Illustrator and also marketing the project that I'm going to be doing using Adobe Express. So let's go ahead and dive into it. And I'm going to go ahead and start by um, opening my Illustrator file. I save everything via my Dropbox, so bear with me. I'm going to hit um, open, and here we are. And this is the monogram design that I have. I deleted the practice one I did earlier, and so we are going to start from scratch. I'm going to go ahead and create the letter M and hit Shift and expand. And as you can see, this is a different style, and I think I picked regular before. And I'm going to create a copy by selecting Alt and dragging it down. And I'm going to change it to the letter A and moving this, and I think this is the right position where I want my A to be. I'm going to go ahead and create outlines for my font. Right click, create outlines, select the letter M, right click, create outlines. We have two intersecting shapes here, and basically what I want to do is create an offset for the letter A. Now I can go ahead and copy this, and this is the sample design I did earlier. I'm going to delete it. And as you can see, you can also hit copy and paste directly from Photoshop and also continue designing in Lightburn. I'm not doing this tutorial, so I'm going to hit delete. I'm going to go back in Illustrator and create an offset path for the letter A. Under my object menu, I'm going to create an offset path, press, and create. I think 3-point works. Let's go ahead and try 10 points and see what 10 points will look like. Let's see. I think that's a bit much. I'm going to stick with a 3. I think 3 is just enough room because I want some breathing room between my two intersecting fonts, M and A. And so I think this is enough space here, and enough space here. If we selected 10, I don't like this because it looks too crowded, and the lettering needs a little bit of breathing room. So I'm going to go ahead and take it back to 3 and select the miter joins. You can select round if you want to. As you can see, the corners changed a bit. You can change it to bevel. That is not a great look for this project, so we're going to go ahead and select miter and hit OK. And when we zoom in and hover over our artwork, you can see there are two blue lines. I'm going to hit ungroup. There you go. And basically I am removing this outer shape A in front of my letter M. So let's see how we can do this. I'm selecting letter M first and selecting the outer shape. As you can see, it will be removing that outer shape in front of the letter M. Using the Pathfinder tool, let's go ahead and zoom out just a smidge so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to select the Pathfinder tool, and by simply clicking the minus front option, it will create the offset that we want. So when we're engraving something, everything that's black will be black, will be engraved, and everything negative will not be engraved, and that's what we want to achieve. I'm going to go ahead and continue with our project and design the rest of our monogram. And I think I need EST to be a little bit larger. I'm going to go ahead and carry these over to the other side and create a copy. Type 1972. And I'm going to go ahead and select EST and 1972 at the same time. Under the align option, we are going to vertically align at the very top. There you go. And I think I'm happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and type the full name down below. And that's okay that we are not proportioned, because we can fix this. So we do have the intersecting guide right there. If we are moving our text or any shape towards something, you can see it's reaching that edge, and that's what we want. We want to see the pink line. And so since we know we are evenly matched on the left hand corner, we are going to click and drag. By holding the shift button, it will proportionally increase the size without distorting your artwork. If you didn't hit click shift, this is what it's going to look like. And that's just not a good look, right? So let's hit undo and go ahead and click and drag. And we want to see the pink lines, and there we go. And I think we want the name to be bold. We want EST and 1972 to be bold as well. If we left the font as a regular font when we engrave it on leather, it's just not, it will not show correctly. I think bold sometimes looks a little bit better on leather. On wood, it doesn't matter, but leather, I think the bolder the image is better. So I think I'm happy with this. I'm going to go ahead and select Mark EST 1972 and hit right click if I can. Let's see. There you go. Right click, create outlines, and right click and create outlines. So now we have vectorized all our elements for our monogram. I am not going to export this, but I'm going to show you how I export the images for the two applications that I'm doing. I'm doing export selection, meaning I'm only selecting all the images that I just created. I'm not selecting the rest of my artwork, right? So I'm only selecting this bit. So if we go File, Export, you have an option to download this as an SGV file or a PDF or a PNG. PNG, SVG, and PDF can be both used for Lightburn. I prefer SGV for some reason, and so I went ahead and exported this on my desktop. And then I'm exporting a PNG file, and that is a file that doesn't have any background, and that's a great file for Adobe Express, and I'll be digging into that in a little bit. So when I exported this, I'm going to hit cancel because it's already on my desktop. I'm going to go ahead and open Adobe Express, and I'm going to delete this real quick. And this is the image that I took earlier. And let's say I'm trying to send a client a mock-up. This is what I will be doing. I will be uploading the asset I downloaded as a PNG file. And then I'm going to import that asset. Let's say Mark Armstrong needs to see in full view what his custom order will look like. And that's typically how I do it, obviously without the other text and marketing information that I'm trying to do. And so I created this template a few minutes ago, and you can change the headline. And this is using Adobe Express desktop version. I'm going to change this to now available. And Father's Day gift ideas, because we are offering 2 products, the coaster and matching bourbon glass that I engraved earlier. And then I added the oranges um, as a staging item. I added my logo here as well. I added now accepting pre-orders, or you can change this and say shop online now, and we can remove tap to shop since it's already listed. So I'm going to go ahead and download this, and this is how you create a campaign for your small business. So let's say this is ready to go for your post for social media, but you also want to share in your stores. Yes, you can. You can use the same layout and create the same look and feel. So by hitting the resize button, I think you can see it. I will check and see what options I have on the right hand side. So basically we do have the preloaded Instagram story template. So I'm going to go ahead and change that, and that's okay because we have more breathing room. I'm going to expand this and center it. Father's Day gift ideas, and I'm moving shop online, and I think I'm going to add a shape, and I'm doing an arrow, and I think I'm changing this to white, and oops, I imported 2. And moving this down here, I can see I'm centered. I don't know if you can see the dotted lines, but that means I'm centered. I think I am going to expand this just because I don't think I need this image in the back. I'm going to go ahead and remove the shape because that doesn't have to be rounded corner. And so I think I'm good to go. If I need to change my contrast or enhance it a little bit, I can, but I think that's a little much. So I think I'm going to leave it as is, and moving my logo down below and resizing this image right there. So now I'm ready to download. I have an animation imported as well, so we can hit the play button right here on the lower left corner, and now you can see that we are animated and ready to go. You have an option to download a PNG, JPEG, or PDF. If you want this printed to send to a customer as a promotional item, you can do that as well. Or you can download MP4, since we are doing an animated GIF that we are going to be loading to our story. If you want to download a JPEG, obviously this will be a static image that you can load within your story. So I think I'm downloading MP4, and that's how this project is going to end. Thank you for tuning in, and that's it for our project. Now you know how to create a monogram using Adobe Illustrator, and also using that finished product image and importing that to Adobe Express and creating a beautiful content for your social media. And so if you like what you're seeing, please hit like and subscribe and follow along my creative journey. Thank you so much for tuning in.